Welcome to the Health Wave. We're back with more questions for Andrew Taylor, who ate nothing but potatoes for an entire year. If you didn't watch our first segment, please refer to our page, FBSN TV, Learn from the Experts, and watch it. It was fascinating. Andrew, hi again.
Hello, good to be back.
Good to be back. Thank you. I think people, whoever watched our first segment, probably thought about you went on a mono diet, even though you researched about potatoes and you learned how great they are and how nutritious and everything. But when you're not afraid of not being able to get enough nutrients, or did you ever consult with a doctor before you did that?
No, I was not afraid. I did not consult with a doctor on my decision to do it. I did get a doctor's supervision, though. I did go to my doctor and I didn't ask his permission. I said, this is what I'm doing and I'd like some supervision. Mm-hmm. And he agreed to supervise me. So he did my blood tests and medical supervision and medical checkups and all of that sort of stuff. And then I also went somewhere else and I got DEXA scans, which measured body composition, and I had blood fatty acid analysis, and I had all this sort of stuff done, and it was all really, really good. But no, I was really confident in the research that I'd done. I was not worried at all about deficiencies in anything. I'd spent a lot of time researching it, and I was definitely very, very far from the first person to eat only potatoes for an extended period, which is why I was so confident. I might have been the first person to do it for the reasons that I did it, as far as food addiction goes. But yeah, no, I was very confident that I'd be fine from a physical point of view. Just the psychology of it was something that I wasn't so confident in, but it felt like it was something I really needed to try. So yeah, I had to do it.
That's very clear. Thank you. Well, I heard that you didn't have any food cravings after a year of dieting, basically.
Yeah.
So is it because the mono diet completely killed your appetite for food, or is it we don't understand the nature of cravings, how it works? Because most of us have troubles with our cravings.
Well, it was not the mono diet itself that changed everything. It was the internal work that I did was the big thing. That I worked very hard on changing the way I thought about food and changing the way I related to food and changing my ideas about what good food is and what it should do for you and all those sorts of things. So, yeah, it's true. After the first few weeks, I didn't really have any serious cravings, and by the end of the year, I was quite happy with only potatoes. It didn't bother me having to eat only potatoes. It was totally fine, and yeah, that was just the way it was. And yeah, potatoes are great. They satisfied all my needs. I never went hungry. I ate as much as I felt like, whenever I felt like it. I ate a big volume of food, and yeah, it was nice to not really be thinking about food. Food was just fueling the tank for me. It was just, I had a lot of interesting things I was doing with my life, and I needed to put fuel in the tank to make all that happen, and that's all potatoes were. So yeah, it allowed me to get a lot out of life.
Mm-hmm. So, but after starting to eat a plant-based diet with a lot of varieties and everything, now 3 years later, did any of your cravings come back?
Well, not really. It's just I keep it pretty simple still. I don't eat a huge variety of food, and I maintain my focus on enjoying my life rather than enjoying my food. Make your food boring, your life interesting is one of my favorite sayings that I came up with during that year. And yeah, I still live by that. I still eat pretty not a mono diet like I was, but I eat a very, very simple diet, very straightforward, not many ingredients. And that's just because that's the way I like it. It's not like I have to constantly maintain strong will to say no to lots of other stuff. It's just I like maintaining my focus on enjoying the rest of my life and keeping food as being something that just fuels my life rather than being, where my enjoyment and comfort and emotional support comes from.
Did you make your potatoes always the same way, or did you create different recipes with it?
Most of what I ate was either boiled, baked, or mashed potatoes. So just put those on rotation, make a big batch at night, and then eat them until they're gone, and then make another big batch of something else. But from time to time, I would experiment a little bit, and I would make, something a little bit more interesting than that. But yeah, most of what I ate was just plain boiled, baked, or mashed potatoes.
What is balanced diet in your opinion?
That's a good question. Yeah, when people commonly talk about balanced diet, they think it means a balance of a variety of foods. I think when we talk about a balanced diet, I think first we have to look at, well, why does that term balanced diet exist? And the reason that we talk about a balanced diet is because experts in charge of coming up with dietary guidelines realized that there was a lot of people that weren't getting a balance of all the nutrition we need. So they came up with this idea, let's eat a balanced diet. And the aim of a balanced diet is to get a good balance of all the nutrients you need to thrive. So if you're eating a diet that does supply all the nutrition you need, then I think that's a balanced diet. And so, yeah, that's what I view my Spud Fit Challenge, potatoes only. It provided all the nutrition I needed, and it would provide that again if I did it again. So, yeah, why not? Why is that not a balanced diet? If it gives us everything we need, then it's balanced, in my opinion. Yeah.
Well, that makes sense. Well, everything has a front and a back. You've lost a lot of weight. You got so much healthier. But were there downfalls to your potato journey, like negatives to it?
No. Short answer is no. I can't. There was no negatives to it. The only thing I guess you could think of that is maybe a little bit on the negative side was that I had to be prepared, and I had to take potatoes with me whenever I went places, just in case there was no potatoes around. But yeah, really, honestly, that's the worst thing I can think of. Is just I had to make sure I had potatoes prepared and with me. Other than that, it was like, and that's like a very small thing. So, yeah, honestly, I can only think of positives. It was a really, really amazing experience. It totally changed my life, totally transformed, just from the core of my being. I'm a different person than I was now. I'm much happier. I enjoy life a lot more. I'm much healthier. I'm fitter. I'm a better husband, better father, better friend. I'm just an all-round better person than I was before. And
you sound very encouraging.
And I enjoy my life a lot more than I did before, and the same goes for during that year as well. It was only positives. Yeah.
Tell us more about your Spotfit Academy. What are the key concepts, and what is it about?
Yeah, well, at the moment, it's just got the one course in there, but I'm adding more courses to it. And the course that's in there at the moment is called the Advanced DIY Program. And it's a 26-part online course that guides people through dealing with their own food addictions and with the aim of doing it using potatoes. But you don't have to do an only potato thing to do that. Most of the course is focused on food psychology and general good health, and understanding cravings and how to make better decisions and how to remove that willpower, like we've talked about, how to remove the need for willpower and make decisions based on logic and reason and reality. So, there's that course, and then hopefully in the next few weeks, I don't know when you're releasing this, but in the next few weeks, the plan is to have another course up in the academy, which will focus on what to do when your Spud Fit Challenge is over. So how to eat for the long term and how to transition between potatoes only and whole food plant-based eating. And yeah, that's going to be fun too. That's actually going to be called Mega Foods. That's my version of whole food plant-based eating is the Mega Foods diet. So.
And all the information
coming out too.
All the information can be found on your website, correct?
Yeah, all there, spudfit.com, yeah, for sure.
Well, resolving food addiction problems is a big part of your plan, of your Spotfit plan. Do you believe that a lot of our dietary failings are because a lot of us are food addicts?
Yeah, hugely.
We don't even
I
know
think,
that. We don't believe
yeah,
we
well,
are.
sorry?
We don't believe we are, but we are.
Yeah, well, of course you don't want to believe that there's something wrong, that there's a weakness in your psyche or something. Everyone wants to believe that they are on top of things and, controlling things properly, and it's natural for that to be the case. And no alcoholic wants to admit that they are an alcoholic, and no gambling addict wants to admit that they have a gambling problem. They want to believe that everything's okay. But yeah, I really think that most people who are obese or overweight, if they like being that way, that's fine. Stay that way. I have no problem with that. But if most people who are overweight and don't want to be, they have a good idea, at least, of what the best thing for them to do is and how they should eat. Most people know that they shouldn't eat the donut. If they want to lose weight, they shouldn't have a donut. But they do it anyway, and they eat it knowing that it's a bad thing, knowing that it's taking them further away from their weight loss goals. And I think that's very similar to a cigarette smoker. They know that they are better off without cigarettes. Most cigarette smokers want to quit, but they keep smoking anyway. And why do they do that, even though they know that they shouldn't? Because they're addicted to it. And I don't see how that's any different to an overweight person who wants to lose weight, eating a donut, knowing that it's going to take them further away from their weight loss goal, and they do it anyway when they could easily choose an apple. I don't see how those things are different. So if the behavior is the same, then surely the problem is actually the same, and that's addiction. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, the Spotfit concept is oppositional to the widely accepted opinion that potatoes aren't healthy. You hear a lot that potatoes make you fat, or stay away from anything that's white color. It's like you go to the doctor, they'll tell you, stay away from anything that's white sugar, white flour, white potato. What do you say?
Yeah, well, potatoes have become a junk food delivery vehicle,
right,
in society. So the way that most people eat potatoes is, first of all, they're deep fried in oil, and then, or they're baked in oil, or whatever. They're mashed with butter, and they're eaten with junk foods. Basically, you get a baked potato, you load it up with bacon bits, cheese, sour cream. You get hot chips deep fried in oil. You get mashed potato full of butter. All these different ways that we eat potatoes. That's the problem. It's we load our potatoes up with junk, and then we blame the potatoes.
That's right.
And it's not the potato's fault. And it's like the garbage truck. It's like when the garbage truck comes to collect your rubbish at home, it stinks. But it's not the truck's fault. It's because it's full of garbage. So don't blame the truck. Blame the garbage that's in the truck for that stink. And it's the same with potatoes. It's the potatoes are not the problem. It's the crap that we put on them.
There's another concept that stands out separately from all the others, and it's the macrobiotic concept about eating according to the climate you live in. So if you live in temperate climate, you should eat foods that originate in temperate climate. So potatoes are considered nightshades, and they originate in tropical climate. So they're not suitable for people who live in temperate climate, like above equator, and they're actually more like acid-forming food.
I think it's just not right. I think the people themselves don't change depending on where they live. If I move if I move to the Arctic Circle now, I'll still be the same person with the same digestive system and the same biology, and I'll still react to the same foods in the same ways, no matter where I live. So I think the science on this has been disproven a long time ago, and And yeah, I think it's good to eat foods that are local to where you live, but from an environmental point of view, that's good. And for, low food kilometers or low food miles is a good thing. Reducing the amount of transport we need, yeah, that's a good thing. But I think it's very misguided to say that, you need to eat according to the weather that you live in. That's
Well, there is an understanding
the
that.
science doesn't support that. As far as nightshades go, yeah, some people have nightshade allergies. If you have a nightshade allergy, then have a little while where you don't eat nightshades and then slowly introduce them back in, and you'll probably be okay. I've done that with lots of people before.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, other than that, I don't think there's any need to pay any attention to this idea that you should only eat things that grow in the right temperature for you. Yeah.
There is an understanding that some foods are cooling to the body and some foods are warming. So if you live in a colder climate, then you shouldn't eat foods that are cooling. And nightshade foods, they are cooling. So supposedly potatoes are a cooling food.
Yeah, I don't believe any of it. Yeah, I don't think there's really any solid science behind it. And yeah, I think potatoes, healthy food is going to be healthy whatever temperature it is outside. It's healthy food is healthy, and so just eat it. You don't need to overthink things. You don't need all these different theories and all these different ideas that have been disproven. We don't need any of that. Let's just keep it simple, and just healthy food is always healthy no matter where you eat it.
Well, you proved the whole world how it works.
Yeah, it's very, very simple. Yeah, just eat good food. Doesn't have to be only potatoes, as I've said. It's I don't eat only potatoes anymore. That was something I did to help me transition and help me change my relationship with food. But potatoes are super healthy, but there are many other foods that are also super healthy, that doesn't depend on where you are or what the climate is. Healthy foods are just healthy foods.
Now, to break food addiction, would you recommend the potato diet to anyone? Or there is someone you wouldn't recommend it to?
I don't really personally recommend it as much as I just say here it is as an option, and it's up to individuals to decide if they think it's a good idea or not. I'm not someone who can say everyone should give this a try or everyone shouldn't. I'm here to help. If people want to do it, then yeah. I always say my first thing to try is that people should try a whole food plant-based diet. That should be the goal, and that should be where people start. Mm-hmm. If they have trouble sticking with a whole food plant-based diet, then they might like to try a Spud Fit challenge, and I do offer coaching on that, and I do. You can contact me through my website if you want help with that. I do coaching, food addiction coaching. I think it's a great thing. I think potatoes only is a fantastic thing, and obviously it changed my life. But yeah, it's not the only thing, and I think, it's up to each individual to decide what they think is going to work best for them. Yeah.
Well, this was very fascinating to hear what you have to say. I really appreciate it, and I'm just blown away. I'm amazed with the work you've been doing, and thank you so much. People like you are so needed out there, and together we can change the world.
Well, thank you very much. And yeah, I could say the same about you. It takes all types and it takes all messages. And, I'm sure there are a lot of people that are going to resonate with what you have to say that are not really going to connect with me as well. So, we need all different people with all different voices sharing the message. So, yeah, thank you for doing your thing too.
Great. I wish you all the best. May all your dreams come true and all your plans be fulfilled. And thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next week. Goodbye.
Thank you. Spudfit.com if you're interested to find out more. Thanks again for having me. And Spud up.